Start streaming. And we are live. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Powderhorn Mountain Resort for the Grand Valley Race League race number 1 rescheduled. We've got racers at the top of the course. Looks like I've got Kevin Bray loaded on blue course, Ivan Gear on the red course. Guys, I can see you at the top. Can I get a wave? Can I get a cheer? I see you guys up there. Let's get going. Woo-woo! And racers on course. Next up in the start, possibly, yeah, it's Kevin Bray on the blue course, lookers right. Ivan Gear on the red course, lookers left. And times, Kevin Bray, 26.77. Ivan Gear, 26.57. Matthias Schmidt on the red course. Chris Morstad on the blue course. Matthias on the red course. Two of our better skiers on course right now. And Chris Morstad, 22.80 to Matthias, 20.57, 20.57 for Matthias. Grady Allen on blue, Ben Holshoe on red. I think Ben Holshoe really edging in, finding that traction. Okay, up at the top, Mike Foster on the blue course. Nikki Flan on the red course. Coming through the finish, we just had Grady Allen on the blue course, 28.86. Ben Holshoe on red, looking good today, 22.62. Up at the top, Jonah Wilson on blue, Jonah Howe on red. Mike Foster just came through on blue with a 24.36. Nikki Flan on that red course, 27.03. Jonah Wilson on course at the top. Jonah, we did not get a start trigger on you, so we're making adjustments to our start trigger, but I did not get a time on that one. I'm really sorry, buddy. Bruce McKay on blue course. What's that? Jonah Howe, red course. And Bruce McKay, last year's winner of almost every race, 24.52 on the blue course. Up in the top, Ginny Byerman on, not there. Okay, PJ McGovern on the red course. Ron Wilson on the blue course. So looking uphill, that's Ron Wilson on our right, PJ McGovern on red. Next up in the start, Melvin Thorson on blue, Joni Coleman on red. And PJ pulling into a tuck early. Good finish. PJ McGovern, 24.31, 24.31. Ron Wilson on the blue course, 24.49. Up at the top, Melvin Thorson on blue, Joni Coleman on red. All right, Seth Rocky on the blue course, Tom Benton on the red course. Coming through the finish, we just had Melvin Thorson, 26.28. Joni Coleman on red, 28.86. Next up in the start, Michael Creeves and Tim Stauffer, a new member to our race organization, to Grand Valley Race League. Tim Stauffer used to race with us before COVID and took a little break. And Michael getting high edge angle. Doug Goforth up in the blue, up in top. Josh Nurnberg on the red course. Coming through the finish, Michael with a 21.33. That was crazy fast, 21.33. Tim on the blue course, 25.83. Also a really good run. Josh, snowboarder on red, looking good there. Doug Goforth on the blue, alpine skiing. Next up in the start, Adam Hindle and Zach Eiler. Zach on the red course. Pindle. Adam Pindle on blue, Zach Eiler on red. Coming through the finish, Doug Goforth. Blue course, 26.58. And Josh on the snowboard, 24.95. That is going to score really well, Josh. Once we put that through the handicap system, I am excited to see what happens here. Up at the top, Anthony Shaheen on the blue course, Laura Hughes Allen on the red course. Laura on course solo. Anthony gave her a little head start there. At the finish, Zach Eiler with the new team, Tuve Sood, with a run of 28.93, 28.93. Adam Pindle. Pindle? Did I get that right, Adam? Yes, okay, Pindle. I might mess that up again before the day's up. Coming through the finish, we just had Anthony on the blue course, 24.47. Laura Hughes Allen on red course, 24.81. Up at the top, Mason Klebold on red. Check out this guy. He always rips. Mike Myers from Team Powderhorn on blue. Mason Klebold, been known to be the fastest or compete for fastest runs. He is liking that course today. Look at that. And Klebold with a 21.78 on red. That looks like it's third fastest so far on red for Klebold. Mike Myers comes through the blue finish, 31.47. Up at the top, Cole Hansen on blue, Jacob Thadden on red. And mic test. Okay, good. Yeah, it looks good. Next up in the start, Jacob Gillette on the blue course, Retta Brugger on the red course. Come through the finish, Cole Hansen with the time of 23.46. That looks like possibly the second fastest on that course today. Jacob Thadden on the red course, 28.65. Looks like Speedy Rob Hansen up on the blue course. Oh, Rob, you thought I'd forget? I'd never forget. Speedy Rob Hansen on the blue course. Holt Simmons on red. Those guys are on course. Coming through the finish, we just had the blue course. Jacob with a 26.78 and Retta Brugger 25.20. All right, up in the top, Kent Foster on blue, Karen Zyvan on red. Those guys are on course at the top. Coming through the bottom, Speedy Rob Hansen showing his true colors with a 27.9. Holt Simmons, 29.21. Holt Simmons, 29.21 on red. At the finish, on the blue course, Kent Foster, 29.41, keeping it under that 30-second mark. Karen Zivan on red, 25.45. Up at the top, Oren Zivan and his daughter, Althea. Chris Felchak on the blue course, Kristen Wynn on the red course. Oren Zivan just came through 26.16 and Althea 25.89. At the finish, Kristen Wynn on the red course, 28.30. And Chris Felchak on the blue course, 29 flat, 29.00. Brian Deegan, snowboarder on the blue course, team Tuve Sood. Ryan Dutch also with Tuve Sood on the red course. Oh, no, Samantha Phillips on the red course. Sam Phillips, a snowboarder. Oh, both snowboarders. Look at this. 2 snowboarders. Ryan SRAM loaded on blue, Cody Amandi on red. Coming to the finish, Sam Phillips, 35.15 on the red course, and Brian Deegan on the blue course, 37.01. Looking uphill, we got SRAM on the blue course, Cody Amandi on the red. SRAM is one of our fastest skiers each season. Here he goes, blasting out of the start, kind of catching air and stomping as he comes down. We'll keep an eye on this guy. There is a right-hand turn falling away from you. I think it's this one right here. Really hard to get traction for. Throwing a bunch of snow as he came across that knoll. What you can't really tell on the video is how bumpy this course really is. Next up at the top, do we have any new skiers loaded? No new skiers loaded. Okay. Ryan SRAM on the blue course, 22.56. I think that's number 1. That's the fastest we've seen on blue so far today. 22.56 for SRAM. Woo-woo!
Oh, shots fired!
Cody Amandi on the snowboard on red course, 34.89. That's a good time. If you guys remember, I upped the handicap for snowboarders this year and telemarkers. Speaking of telemarkers, we've got Diane Myers on the blue course, lifting her heel, finding that traction, knee down. Nina Pinette on the red course. All right, the next 2 skiers, Sam Meyer on red. Chris Morstad's back up to the top for more. Chris is on red. Sam's on blue. Oh, John Schmidt, Team Bank of Colorado. Greg Dahl, Bank of Colorado on course. Greg Dahl, I think, winning the final race of the season, going the fastest. And that's how he starts today. Greg Dahl, 20.37. According to my screen, puts him in the number 1 spot. John Schmidt on the blue course, getting warmed up with a good one, 24.47. 24.47 for my buddy, John Schmitty. Team Bank of Colorado. Okay, Jeremy Sewell on blue course, John Dyer on red course. Uh-oh, we got a skier out up there. It must be the red course. John Dyer doing the walk of shame, picking up the yard sale. Jeremy Sewell working his way down on blue course. Jeremy, 26.25, 26.25. John Dyer is an amazing builder. He's been building in the valley for many years. Dyer Construction, great guy. I'm pretty sure he's got more for us. A guy as awesome as him is also going to be a great skier. I'm just sure of it. Ivan Gear loaded on the blue course. Kevin Bray on the red course. Here comes Dyer. Picking up the pieces. Getting a little extra practice in. He's not going to like that time. Yeah, it looks good. All right, John Dyer. Little pit stop in the middle. 1:08.52. Matthias Schmidt back up to the top on the blue course. Chris Morstad on red. Loaded in the gate. Coming down, Ivan Gear on blue course. Kevin Bray on red. All right, Matthias Schmidt switched back over to the blue course. Chris Morstad on red. Coming through the finish, we just had Ivan Gear on the blue course, 27.73. Kevin Bray on red course, 28.21. Okay, Matthias on the blue course. Chris Morstad on the red course. Ben Holshoe on blue at the top. Grady Allen on red at the top. Come through the finish. Both these guys looking good. Morstad and Schmidt. Morstad on the red course, 23.32. 23.32 for Morstad on the red course. Matthias on the blue course, 22.07. That looks like number one. Number one on the blue course. Good run. Ben Holshoe, Grady Allen. Grady on red, Ben on blue. Let's see. Seth Rocky in the chat. What's up, buddy? I think I might be too late to catch John, but Seth Rocky says there was a minimum height requirement. He's not sure if John is allowed to race with us.
Oh, shots fired! Oh, shots fired!
All right, remember, guys, you can send me a few messages. I am getting ready to go over to live timing and scoring here. So you can go to powderhornracing.org, go to the live events tab, and you'll see this race. You can see the results live. Okay, up at the top, Adam Kinnis on blue, James Miller on red. Oh, somebody just sprayed my camera.
Jonah Howe with a 22.71, and Jonah. Seven.
Jonah, we got a time for you that time. Jonah Howe, 22.71. Jonah Wilson on red, 23.77. So, Jonah, we'll just call that first one a practice run. Yeah, he likes it. Last two through, Bruce McKay on the blue course, 22.46. Mike Foster on red, 23.56. Up at the top, Nikki Flan on blue, Ron Wilson on red. BJ McGovern on the blue course. Coming through the finish, Ron Wilson on red, 24.79, 24.79. Nikki Flan on blue, 27.91. PJ McGovern solo on the blue course right now. PJ McGovern on the blue course, 24.81, 24.81. Seth Rocky on course at the top. Tom Benton on the blue course. Seth on red course. Next up in the top, Michael Creeves on the blue course. Doug Goforth on red. Coming through the finish, we just had Tom Benton on the blue course, 26.20. Seth Rocky on the red course, 24.96. And Michael Creeves on the blue course, 21.60, 21.60. Doug Goforth on red, 25.22, 25.22. Up at the top, Josh Nurnberg on the blue snowboard, on the blue course. Tim Stauffer on the red course. Josh might be the fastest snowboarder I've seen. Geez, getting wide right there, but it's fast. He attacks. And Tim on the red course, 27.05. Josh on the blue course, 25.77. Josh, did you used to race pro? What is your equipment? What equipment? Are you on hard boots? What are you doing over there, dude? You are getting traction. Okay, Joni Coleman on the blue course. Joni's got her Maverick horns on, maybe? Up in the top, Mason Klebold on the blue course. Mike Myers on the red course. Joni on the blue course, 30.55, 30.55. Mason Klebold on course. This guy is fun to watch. This corner right here, sketchy. He finds the traction. Oh, no, it's that one. Oh, my gosh. Totally scrubbed all the speed. He's not going to be happy with that. Mike Myers over on the red course. Up at the top, Laura Hughes Allen on the blue course. Anthony Shaheen on the red course. Come through the finish. Klebold on that blue, 24.31. I don't think he's going to like that. 24.31 for Klebold. Mike Myers on the red course, 30.74. Anthony Shaheen on the red course, mid course. Laura Hughes Allen on blue. Up in the top, Laura on the blue course, 24.99. Anthony on the red course, 24.69. Jacob Thadden on course on the blue. Zach Eiler on red. Melvin Thorson on course on the red. Come through the finish. We just had Jacob Thadden on the blue course. Telemarking 30.09, 30.09. Zach Eiler on the red course, 29.04. Cole Hansen also on the red course. Melvin Thorson coming through on red, 29.05. Holt Simmons on the blue course at the top. Speedy Rob Hansen on red. Coming through the finish, Cole Hansen on the red course, 23.25. Jacob Thadden on the blue course, 30.09. Holt Simmons on the, what? Okay, Beretta Brugger is solo on blue. Holt Simmons on blue just came through with a 30.21, 30.21. And Rob Hansen on the red course, 27.44. Rob, where's the mini-me? Greta Brugger on the blue course, 26.84. Okay, Oren Zyvan on the red course, Althea on the blue course. Oren just got some new skis. He's looking good. It looks like they're turning pretty nice, not slipping, kind of carving pretty well. Karen Zyvan is next up, loaded on the blue course up there. And Kent Foster on the red course. Kent Foster on red, Karen on blue. Come through the finish. We just had Oren on the red course, 26.57. Althea on the blue course, 26.34. 26.34 on blue. Up at the top, is that John Schmidt? John, I got a comment on the chat that there's a height requirement that you may not meet to race with us. That is from Seth Rocky. Seth says maybe I shouldn't have said his name. Okay, Greg Dahl on the blue, John Schmidt on red. Oh my gosh, John Schmidt ejects out of a ski. He was airborne, lands, takes out a gate. He went out of my sight. Anyone down there? Anyone see John moving? Does he need help? Okay, I see thumbs up from the crowd below us. He's out of my sight. I can't see him from where I'm at. I just radioed. I think that's Tyson slipping down to him to fix the gate. Dude, I wish I had instant replay. He caught an edge and was flying through the air. What is that quote? The Talladega Nights quote? He's like, I feel like I'm flying. He was for sure flying. Hey, Greg Dahl did make it down. Greg Dahl on the blue course, 22.04. Greg, that is second place. Let me check the times here. Okay, on blue, best on blue. So Greg Dahl, 22.04. Looks like Michael Creeves has the best on blue, 2160. Matthias Schmidt in third at 2207. Hey, John, you probably can't hear us, but we'll go ahead and let you finish and give you time if you want. Now, guys, I don't think John can hear us right now. So when he comes down, should I give him a negative sound effect? Or should we give him a cheer? You know what? He kind of reminds me of this one.
Big bucks, no whammy, stop!
Stop it, oh whammy.
Okay, we are still waiting for John to make it down. Is that right? Where is he? I don't see him on my screen. Is he still on the mountain, guys? Yeah. All right, John, remember, get your downhill ski on first. Okay, loaded in the top. Chris Felchak on the red course. Kristen Wind on blue. Oh, Schmidt's coming through. Maybe not. Yep. He's back. He's back on the horse. Oh, John Schmitty. Dude. All right, John. Dude, you were looking good until you weren't. Hang on. I'm just kidding. Here, you get the cheer. Okay, up at the top. Brian Deegan on the red course. Sam Phillips on the blue. Kristen Wind just came through on the blue course, 30.74. Chris Felchak on red, 28.26. 28.26. Remember, guys, hit me up on the chat. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're seeing. Tell me who to make fun of. Sam Phillips versus Brian Deegan. Next up at the top, Nina Panette on the blue course. Adam Pindle. Did I get that right? Pindle. Pine tree. Okay, Adam on red course. Nina Panette on blue. Coming through the finish. Brian Deegan on the snowboard. Red side, 34.64. Sam Phillips on the blue, 35.99. Next up in the top, Dave Carlson on the blue. Jack O'Neill, blue. Jeremy Sewell on the red in the start gate. At the finish, Adam Pindle, 28.98 on the red. Nina over on the blue course, 31.84. On course right now, Jack O'Neill on the blue, Jeremy Sewell on red. Loading in the start. John Dyer on the blue course. John went down on his first run. He's got a score to settle here. And Diane Myers on the red course. At the finish, Jack O'Neill on blue, 26.49. Jeremy Sewell on red, 26.21. Looks like Grady Allen back up to the top again on blue course. Ben Holshoe on red. Oh, red course down. That's Diane Myers. Diane Myers having a hiccup there. John Dyer having a clean run, though. John Dyer getting one on the scorecards here. 28.76 for Dyer. That's a good one on blue. Diane Myers picked herself up. Up at the top, Grady Allen on blue. Ben Holshoe on red. Myers with a 47.61. She's not going to like that one. Dude, Ben Holshoe gets so low at such angle. His style is crazy to watch. Up at the top, Matthias Schmidt back on blue. Chris Morstad on red. Chris on course. And Matthias blasts out of the gate on blue. Coming down to the bottom, Grady Allen on that blue course, 29.16. 29.16 for Grady. He went 26.42 on red. I don't know if that's very good. Ben Holshoe is ripping today. Ben, I don't know what you're doing different, but you look awesome out there. Ben, red course 22.59. Also on red, Chris Morstad just comes through with a 22.99. Matthias Schmidt on the blue course, 21.64. Let me refresh my screen here. Uh-oh. Turbo mode. Okay, my computer is freaking out. James Miller on the blue course, 24.45. Adam Kinnis on the red course, 24.98. On course, Jonah Howe on the red course. Ron Wilson on blue. Jonah Wilson next up on blue course. PJ McGovern on red. All right, Jonah Wilson on course on blue at the top. PJ McGovern on red. Come through the finish. Ron Wilson on blue course, 26.03. Jonah Howe on red, 22.34. Good times, Jonah. Super consistent. 22.71 on blue, 22.34 on red. Up at the top, Mike Foster on blue, Bruce McKay on red. Blue down hard. That's Mike Foster. Mike Foster. Hope he's okay here. Hiking up to get that ski. Bruce McKay just came through on red, 22.26. Man, the courses look even today. Quite a few people in the same second on the two courses. Bruce McKay, 22.46 on blue, 22.26 on red. Mike Foster getting that binding open back up. Back in again. With that last effort, Matthias Schmidt moves into second place on the blue course behind Michael Creeves. Michael's got him by 0.06. 21.60 versus 21.64. Best on red. Greg Dahl's got best on red, 20.37. Matthias Schmidt, 20.57. Up on course, Tom Benton on the red course. Seth Rocky on the blue course. Course is a little grabby today, throwing some people down. The snow feels pretty good underfoot, I'd say. It's not icy necessarily. There's a pretty good grip to be had. At the finish, Seth Rocky on blue, 25.53. Tom Benton on red, 26.54. Up at the top, Tim Stauffer on blue, Josh Nurnberg on red. Josh is the snowboarder with the new handicaps. This guy might be at the top of the board today. Pushing it. It's the course starting to get rough. He is fighting for it. This will be interesting. Last run on red was 26.54. And Josh goes 25.23. No, I'm sorry. I can't tell if that's faster than this first run or not. My screen doesn't show me. It looked like Josh was fighting it all the way down. Up at the top, Michael Creeves on red, Doug Goforth on blue. Michael has the fastest time on the blue course today. Tim on the blue course just came through with a 27.12. 27.12 for Tim. Josh was the 25.23 on the snowboard. On the red course, Michael pulling into tuck early. Up at the top, Mason Klebold on blue course. Mike Myers on the red course. Michael on the red course, 21.24. 21.24. Michael, that puts you in third fastest on the red course. And Michael, you are fastest on the blue course currently. Mason Klebold on blue up there. Mike Myers on red. Cody Amondi loaded on the blue course. Ryan SRAM on red at the top. Making some changes to my computer here, trying to get it to run faster. End task. Okay, coming through the finish, we just had Ryan Sram on the red course, 22.88. Cody Amandi on blue course, 34.97. Okay, Cole Hansen on the blue course, 23.69. 23.69. Retta Brugger on the red course, 26.17. 26.17. Solo on blue course at the top, Jacob Thadden. Holt Simmons on the blue course, Rob Hansen on the red course. Okay, I just changed my screen, so let's see if my computer can handle showing live timing and managing my video stream at the same time here. Okay, last one's through. Blue, Holt Simmons, 29.28. Rob Hansen on red, 27.59. I'm looking uphill. Looks like we're waiting for some new skiers to come through. We are waiting for our skiers to wrap around. Okay, quick sponsor read while we're waiting. We could not have our program, which is the Powderhorn Racing Club, altogether without the support of people like Leitner Poma, Timberline Bank, Bank of Colorado, Shaw Construction, the Greater Grand Junction Sports Commission, Reams and Reams Law, Intermountain Health, and Rocky Mountain Orthopedics, Dufford, Wadleck Law, Rocky Toppers and Campers, Towie, Adventure Tow Bungees, All Sound Designs. Our race teams today are Bank of Colorado, Colorado Mesa University, Powderhorn, Board and Buckle, Slopeside, Powderhorn Slopeside, Gear Junction, Family Health West, and Tuve Sud from Zach Eiler. Tuve Sud. Okay, so when I have live timing on my computer, it makes it lock up. So I'm going to try pulling it up on my phone and checking from here. Okay, up at the top, Greg Dahl on the blue course. Greg Dahl, solo on blue. Oh, Greg Dahl. Greg Dahl, you're all snowy. Okay, Jacob Gillette in on the red course. Here comes Jacob. Jacob on the red course, 27.80. Here comes a skier. Okay, so at the top, so in the number one spot overall is Matthias Schmidt with a combined time of 42.21. However, Matthias is not fastest on either one of the courses, but he does have the fastest combined time. So he's in second place on both courses. Kind of interesting. Jack O'Neill loaded on the red start gate. Jack O'Neill solo on red. That was Jack O'Neill on the red course, 26.54. 26.54. I'm not sure where Mike Foster is, but we got someone in the chat. You know, I won't say his name. I won't say his name, but he says, dang, Mike, did that crash set off your life alert? I can't get up. I can't get up.
Oh, shots fired!
Chatter, I won't say who you are, but there's only one chatter right now. Come on, chat, hit me up. What's up, Brian? Brian Wax. Steve, is that Steve? Who's on red course? Is that Steve on red course? Steve Josephic? All right, Steve Josephic on red course. Brian Wax on the blue course. Okay, here we go. Brian Wax on the telemark skis. Oh, both telemarkers. Steve Josephic, both telemarkers. And Brian. Oh, that's red course. That's Josephic down. Josephic catches his edge, keeps going, hip slide to foot stomp. I don't know about this run. That looked like he might have gone faster. Pulling to the tuck at the finish. Josephic with some extra style points. Should we count that? Did you skip a gate? He says he's good. And Brian is backing him up. Okay, Josephic with a 34.77 on red. Brian on the blue course, 41.07. Up on course right now, James Miller on blue, Adam Kinnis on red. James Miller looking pretty good here. I see a group of new racers getting to the top. And James Miller on the blue course, 23.99, keeping it under that 24-second mark. Adam Kinnis on the red course, 25.55 on red. Waiting for the next batch to get loaded in the gate here. Okay, we got racers in the gate. Are these correct, Porter? Hold on. Okay, that's Oren Zyvan and Althea Zyvan. Oren's on blue course, Althea on red course. Oren is looking extra buttery on his tele skis today. Oren on the blue course, 26.68. And on the red course, 26.56. 26.56 on red. This is Kristen Wynn on the blue course at the top. Diane Myers on the red course. And they're off. Diane on the telemark skis. As a reminder to everybody, I'm sure you know, but I upped the handicap for telemarkers and snowboarders this year because we are having the top 30. We're basically all alpine skiers. Josh Nierenberg is going so fast on the snowboard that he might upset our handicap system, which is fine. This is what I wanted. I wanted to shake up the top of the scorecards. Kristen Wynn on the blue course with a 30.56. Chris Felchak on course, mid-course right now. Diane Myers on the red course, 36.92, 36.92. Grady Allen is staging on the red course up there. Oh, Grady Allen on blue, Brian Deegan on red. Chris Felchak on the blue course, 29.58. 29.58. This is Adam Pindle on the blue course. I think I'm finally getting it. Red course, Laura Hughes Allen. Next up on blue course, Zach Eiler with Tube Sud Environmental Services based in Germany. Zach runs the branch here in Grand Junction. And Zach on course next to Anthony Shaheen on red course at the top. Come through the finish. Laura on the red course, 24.91. Adam Pindle on the blue course, 29.21. Sam Phillips snowboarder loading on blue. Nina Panette on red. Here comes Grady Allen. He looks mad about his time. He's going to come beat my butt. He just threw his gloves. I wish I had a camera pointed downhill. Okay, Nina on course on red. Sam Phillips on blue. Come through the finish. We just had Zach Eiler on the blue course, 30.30. And Anthony on the red course, 24.93. 24.93. We've got Grady Allen here to give me a course report. Grady, come in so everyone can see you here. All right, so that's you. All right, talk real loud right into the mic. Tell us how it feels out there.
It's great.
Give me more. What's more?
It's terrifying. It's great. The course is running real good. Everybody who set it up did a great job. It's a little icy in spots, but my time is off by about 7 seconds. So if you can fix that.
Okay. All right. We'll take a look at the tape here. See if we can get Grady Allen's time correct. Up on course right now, Matthias Schmidt on the blue course, Seth Rocky on red. Matthias trying to go faster and faster. He's going to use the ruts to his advantage and find some extra speed. Matthias Schmidt on blue, 21.88. Let's take a look at that. 21.88 is not going to be enough to go number one, but Matthias is number one overall. So Matthias, you are second fastest on both courses right now. Up in the top, Ron Wilson and Mike Foster. Looks like Mike Foster on the blue course. So Grady, did you check our systems out in here? Ron Wilson on the red course at the top. Kind of talking Grady through my YouTube split screen here. Mike Foster just went through with a 24.89. Ron Wilson on red, 25.77. Next up in the start gate, Josh Nierenberg and Ryan Robinson. Ryan's first run today, and Nierenberg has been ripping. Watch this guy on the blue course on the snowboard. Check out this edge angle. It is absurd. With the new snowboard handicaps, Josh might be our overall winner today. Rightfully so. I've not seen a snowboarder get this much edge angle and traction in many years, coming out of nowhere. Up at the top, Jonah Howe on blue, Jonah Wilson on red. And at the finish, Josh on the blue course, 26.78. Ryan Robinson on red, 28.98. Ryan Robinson throwing down a good first run. I like the look of that. Ryan, you're going to have to ask Josh what he's doing. He's finding a little extra traction out there. Grady tells me blue course is getting slick, especially that one turn that's falling away from you. Dude, that one left turn is gnarly. Hey, for anyone that is feeling that's enjoying the live feed, enjoying the extra work that we're doing up here, we have a new Venmo donation. PRC-Powderhorn Racing Club is the handle. If anyone's feeling extra thankful that we're up here having all this fun, throw a couple bucks toward Powderhorn Racing Club to help the kids. Come through the finish, Jonah Howe on blue course, 22.40. Jonah Wilson on red course, 23.90. Greg Dahl on the blue course, Tim Stauffer on red. Coming to the finish, Michael on the blue course, 21.92. Doug Goforth on the red course, 25.79. Greg Dahl smashing these gates like he's mad at him. Greg had a score to settle with that one. Greg on blue, 21.17. 21.17. Let's see how that stacks up, Greg. 21.17. I gotta refresh my page here. Best on blue. Yeah, Greg Dahl to the top spot. Fastest, 21.7. Besting Michael Creeves, 21.6, and Matthias Schmidt, 21.64. And let's take a look at the combined times. Yes, sir, that puts Greg Dahl into the top spot for combined times. Mason Klebold on blue course, Mike Myers on red course. Coming to the finish, Ryan Sram on blue, 23.43. Cody Amandi on red at 34.12. Tim Stauffer also came through on the red course, 26.74. Tim hopefully putting up some big numbers for the Gear Junction team. Hannah Davis on the blue course, Kathy Goody on the red course. At the bottom, Klebold on the blue, 22.83. Mike Myers on red, 33.09. Melvin Thorson loaded on the blue course at the top. Hannah Davis on the blue course, 30.59, 30.59. Kathy Goody on the red course, 30.48. Melvin Thorson on the blue course, Jacob Thadden on red. Is that John Dyer? All right, Jeremy Sewell on the blue course, Cole Hansen on the red course. Anyone got a report on if John Schmidt is okay? That was a nasty fall. I might need to send him a direct message here. All right, Melvin Thorson on the blue, 27.99. Jacob Thadden on red, 29.59. Up in the start gate, Retta Brugger on the blue course, Jack O'Neill on the red course. Coming to the finish, Cole Hansen on red, Jeremy Sewell on blue, and Cole gets a good time. Cole Hansen on the red course, 23.71. Jeremy Sewell on the blue course, 25.60. We got Rob Hansen loaded on the blue course, Holt Simmons on red. Mid course, Retta Brugger on blue, Jack O'Neill on red. Yeah, I just fired off a message to John Schmidt, seeing if he's okay. All right, Rob Hansen on the blue course, Holt Simmons on red. Coming through the finish, Retta Brugger on the blue course, 26.82. Jack O'Neill on red course, 26.68. Rob Hansen on the blue course, 28.74. Holt Simmons on red, 28.62. That was a good race. Up in the top, who do we have? Okay, we're waiting on the next skiers to get loaded. All right, dynamic duo, Stuart De La Rosa and Brandy Vleesman. First runs of the season. And Stuart and Brandy back in action. Good to see you guys, the dynamic duo. Stuart on the snowboard red course, 34.75. Brandy Vleesman on the blue course, 37.08. Okay, in the top, Aaron Young with slope side. Robert Boyer also with slope side on red. Aaron Young on the blue course. Robert on red. We sure appreciate Aaron bringing the slope side to life. Slope side is a great place to go get a drink, a snack, maybe stay up at they've got a suite, some rooms, a cabin. Go check out the slope side at Powderhorn. Looking good. Here we go. Red course, Robert Boyer going first. And Aaron Young on blue. Ooh, I just got word John Schmidt might have a broken arm, but he is hurt. That was a big fall. And Robert Boyer coming in on red. That's Preston Young in the top, in the red. Aaron Young on the blue course, 38.50. Rob Boyer on the red course, 30.75. 30.75. On the blue course, we've got this is Madeline on the blue. Steve Josephic on the blue course. Brian Wax on the red course. Madeline on the blue course, 31.06, 31.06. And Steve Josephic, Brian Wax, side by side. Steve clipping that gate, getting his shoulder caught in there pretty good. He likes those left-handers. Jacob Gillette in the blue start. Coming through the finish, Steve on the blue course, 32.18, 32.18. Brian on the red course, 41.11. Jacob on course on the blue course. Okay, Jacob on the blue course, headed this way. Jacob on the blue course, 27.83, 27.83. Althea Zyvan loaded on the blue course up there. It's Oren Zyvan on the red, Althea on the blue. Father and daughter combo here. Oh, man. Oren is not letting her have anything today. That being said, okay, Oren on the red course, 26.26. And Althea on the blue course, 27.06. Oren hands in the air shouting. Looks like those new skis are working, huh, Oren? Dude, you look way smoother this year. Kind of carvy. Diane Myers, Kristen Wynn. Kristen on the blue course, Diane on the red course. Diane Myers on the red. Kristen Wynn pulling ahead here. Kristen Wynn on the blue course, 31.21. And Diane Myers, 36 flat, 36.00. Up in the top, who we got? Ryan Deegan on the red course. Ryan Robinson on blue. Snowboarder versus snowboarder. All right, battle of the snowboarders here. Robinson out front. Historically, Ryan has been one of the fastest snowboarders. And Robinson on the blue course, 31.62. Deegan on the red course, 33.92. Yeah, I just got the message from John Schmidt. Nope, I think I broke my arm when I asked him if he was okay. That was gnarly. Okay, up at the top. Waiting on my screen to refresh. Sam Phillips on the blue course. Nope, Sam Phillips on the red course. And Sam on course. Snowboarder. Oh, smashes that gate. That's good technique, actually. It shortens up the course significantly. Yeah, that front side gate, when the snowboarder's arms are facing it, it allows them to attack differently. A normal snowboard race run, the flags are triangles so that they can just kind of carve over them. Up in the top, we've got Laura Hughes Allen on red course. No, no. Anthony Shaheen on blue course. Laura Hughes on the red course. Come through the finish, Sam Phillips on the red, 34.76. That was a good looking run. I liked it. Nina Panette on course next to Zach Eiler. Zach's on the red course, Nina on the blue course. Come through the finish, Anthony on the blue course, 26.35. Laura Hughes Allen on the red course, 24.30. Now, if anyone has noticed that we're getting through you guys fast today, and I'm able to announce it's because my son Porter is running the timing computer for me today. So Porter is managing all of the actual times, which allows me to just announce and keep an eye on you guys. We've got a volunteer fixing our gates there. Thank you very much. Come through the finish, we just had Nina on the blue course, 32.41. Zach Eiler on the red course, 30.06, 30.06. Course is looking super even. Zach has a 30.3 on blue and 30.06 on red. So super even race courses set here today. They normally have quite like a lot more difference from run to run. Okay, they say they're clear to start. Here we go. We got Doug Goforth on blue, Michael Creeves on red. That's mom. Michael knocking those gates down with his shoulder. Geez, ducking under that one. Look at the tuck he pulls into early here on the red course. Michael feeling it on the red course. 21.57. Red course, 21.57. Michael, I get the times confused. I'm jumping over to my live timing screen. Got to refresh. Check in to see best times here. Okay, best on red. Greg Dahl, 20.37. Matthias Schmidt, 25.7. Michael at 21.24 was your best run. Up on course now, Greg Dahl on the red course, Seth Rocky on the blue. Also, we just had Doug Goforth on the blue course come through with a 26.98. Up in the top, Tim Stauffer, Adam Peindl on the red course. Greg Dahl at the finish on red goes 20.75. That's a good run. Not his best. Greg Dahl's best run is a 23.7, but that was a 20.75. Good, no matter, good run. Tim on the blue course, Adam on the red course. Up in the top, we've got Kathy Goody on red, Hannah Davis on the red course. I'm sorry, Kathy Goody on blue, Hannah Davis on red. And Tim Stauffer. Tim, am I saying that right? Stauffer? Tim, blue, 27.90. Adam Peindl. Adam, I think I'm finally getting a handle on that. Am I getting that solid? Peindl. Real hard. I think of a pine tree. 28.09 for Adam. Hannah Davis up on the red course. Kathy Goody on the blue. Next up in the start gate, Matthias Schmidt on blue. Mason Klebold on red. Hey, guys, look uphill right now. This Matthias Schmidt-Mason Klebold combo is going to be something to behold. At the finish, Hannah Davis on the red course, 30.15. Kathy Goody on the blue course, 31.37. Ben Holshoe coming in on the chat telling me, oh, broke for show, talking about John Schmidt's arm. Sounds like that thing's not straight. That's not good. I've almost, oh, Klebold gets wild on about the fourth, fifth gate in. Doesn't seem to have slowed him down much. He's still fighting for it. And Schmidt on the blue course, ducking under, plows that gate, rips the panel off. Matthias has have to go up and fix his own damage. Up in the start gate, Mike Myers on blue, Grady Allen on red. Coming through the finish, Klebold on the red course, 22.44. I think that might be your fastest time on red, Mason, 22.44. And Matthias on the blue course, 21.47. That is a good time. It is not the best time. So that was 21.47. Matthias, I think that was your best time on blue, though. Okay, so fastest on blue. Hang on, I got to refresh my screen here. This thing is being challenging today. Best on blue. Okay, Greg Dahl, 21.17. Matthias Schmidt moves into the 2 spot, 21.47. Combined times here. Greg Dahl still in the lead, 41.54 to Matthias's 42.04. Matthias needs to find a half a second somewhere. Looks to me like that is, man, it's less than a half on blue and less than a half on red. Greg Dahl looking solid. Okay, Cole Hansen just crossed the line. Jack O'Neill's on blue. Jeremy Sewell on the red course in the top. Rob Hansen on the blue in the top. At the finish, Cole Hansen finishes with the time of 23.59 on red. Jack O'Neill, 26.49 on blue. So again, guys that didn't hear it, my son Porter is running the timing computer. He's to my left. It allows me to keep a little closer eye on the racing, and it allows us to get you guys in the gate faster than when it's just me. So trying to keep those lines down, let you get as many runs in as you can. At the finish, Jeremy on the red course, 25.82. Rob Hansen on the blue course, 28.43. Jacob Thadden, telemarker, solo on blue currently. Greta Brugger loaded on the blue course at the top. Jacob Thadden on blue, 30.18. 30.18. Retta Brugger solo on blue. John Schmidt just sent me a photo of his arm. It looks like an S curve. It is not straight. Okay, let's see here. Yeah. We are sorry, John. Man, John is the team captain of the Bank of Colorado team. Josh Nienberg, amazing snowboarder, gets a little funky skip there. Holy smokes, this guy lays it down on these toe side edges. Dude, you see the board slapping on that fall away? When you're looking uphill at the course, what you can't see is how bumpy this course is. The run is called Wonder Bump. Oh, Josh has trouble. Comes out of it, switches back again, doing twirly birds. Still putting on a show, though. Man, I thought he got through the hard part and then got balled up at the bottom. Josh, that was a 27.10. But you're not going to like that one. Okay, Robert Boyer on blue, Madeline Boyer on red. At the finish, Robert on the blue course, 29.78. Madeline on the red course, 30.22, 30.22. Up at the top, looks like Stuart De La Rosa versus Brandy Vleesman. Doing it for Team Slopeside. We're going to be down at Slopeside getting some drinks here in about a half hour. Got some new skiers headed to the top. Looks like Aaron Young in the red gate right now. Coming to the finish, Stewart on the blue course, 44.12. Brandy Vleesman on the red course, 44.13. Those times separated by 100th of a second. Ron Wilson on the blue course, Aaron Young on red. I can see the course rutting up. It's getting rough out there. It is warm today for sure. Snow on the surface is softish. Looks like we've got Steve Josephic on the blue course or red course? Steve's on the red course. Ron Wilson on the blue course, 26.87. 26.87. Aaron Young on the red course, 37.69. Getting faster, looking good, Aaron, 37.69. Steve Josephic on the red course. Next up in the start, Jonah Howe on red, Jonah Wilson on blue. The Jonahs, Battle of the Jonahs. First name spelled the same even. Nobody's getting crazy with the Z or something in there. Ron Wilson on blue, 26.87. Steve Josephic on red, 32.76. Jonah Howe on course solo, going fast, looking good. Smooth. Smooth is speed. Here goes Jonah Wilson. And Jonah Wilson on the blue course up there. Come through the finish. Jonah Howe on red course, 22.56. That was a good one. Is that your best run on red? 22.56? No, not your best? All right. Remember, guys, we will have awards at the slope side, upstairs at the slope side, as soon as I can. So I think normally my goal is to get them done before 4. I think I can get them done faster than that because my son Porter is here helping me. So we'll have awards as quickly as possible. Up in the top, Ron Wilson on blue course, Doug Goforth on red. We just had Jonah Wilson on the blue course, 24.89. Jonah Howe on the red course, 22.56. Looks like Jacob solo red run here. Jacob Gillette. Jacob on the red course, 26.99. Jacob's blue course best is 27.83. Red course, 26.99. Let's take a look here. So his best time is on the red course. Jonah Howe's best time is on blue course. Steve Josephic's best time is on blue course. Althea Zyvan on the red course. I'm guessing Oren Zyvan will be on blue course at the top. Okay, looking over here to this other side. Jonah Wilson's best time is on red. Ron Wilson's best time is on red. Stewart's best time is on red. Robert Boyer's best time is on blue. Josh Nienberg, best time on red. Retta Brugger, best time on red. Boy, it's a toss-up. It's 50-50 on which run is going faster here. Looks like I'm going to give it to red. Looks like overall red is going faster. Let's check our top results here. Okay, so the best of our fastest racers are on red. So we're going to say red is the fastest course today, but it's only by a little. Although the top guys, the difference is, well, it's almost a second, less than a second in most cases. Greg Dahl, 20.37 on red, 21.17 on blue. Matthias, 25.7 on red, 21.47 on blue. Michael Creeves, 21.24 on red, 21.60 on blue. Michael, extremely consistent here. Okay. Do we have skiers loaded in the start port? Are these correct? No. Okay. Yes, Greg Dahl is in first place overall. Let me refresh this. Is that Greg Dahl up there? Okay, so Greg Dahl's combined time 41:54. He is the fastest on blue and the fastest on red. He is the fastest everywhere. Okay, Greg Dahl is in the gate on red. Diane Myers on blue. Greg Dahl on the red course. Greg Dahl's fastest on red. Greg Dahl, 20.37. Nope, that was your best time. Greg Dahl's real time was 21.06 on this run. 21.36 on this run. Oren Zyvan versus Althea Zyvan on course at the top. Coming to the bottom, Diane Myers on blue, 37.43. 37.43 for Myers on the blue course. Dahl just went 21.06 on red. Sam Phillips on the blue course in the top. Brian Deegan maybe on the blue course, Sam on the red course. And Oren on the blue, 26.78. Althea on red, 25.89. Althea, think about lowering your hand at the finish and hitting that finish sensor. I think your hand is above the sensor. Get a little lower. You've got about a hand width is where the finish eyes go through. So I think you can get that time a little better by lowering, lower that finish hand. All right, Sam Phillips, Brian Deegan on course up at the top. Ryan Dutch, nope, no one's in the top. No one's in the top. Sam Phillips on red, Brian Deegan on blue. This is a close race. These two battle. Sam Phillips on the red course, 35.72. Deegan on the blue course, 36.37. It is 2:33, so about a half hour left. For those of you following along, our racers get as many runs as they want, and our scorekeeping keeps the fastest of their multiple runs combined between the blue and red, left and right courses. It's Anthony Shaheen on red course, Laura Hughes Allen on the blue course. Adam Pindle is loaded on the blue course at the top. Nina Panette loaded on the red course at the top. Coming to the bottom here. Anthony Shaheen on the red course, 25.38. Laura Hughes Allen on the blue course, 25.93. Really close. Mid course right now, Nina Panette on red, Adam Pindle on blue. Adam Pindle on the blue course, 29.65. Panette on the red course, 32.39. Mason Klebold, solo blue skier here. His best time's 22.83. He's looking for 22.83. Oh, Mason looking good here. Oh, get the chatters. He's out. Mason is out. Bye-bye, birdie. Hey, Klebold, that was looking good, though. I liked it. All right, Grady Allen got some pointers. Let's see if he can find a way to get some more traction here. Jack O'Neill is on the red course. Grady Allen on the blue course. Man, that fall away turn. Oh, red course down. Jack O'Neill down. And Jack runs over those gates. That can't feel good. Knocking that gate over with your side. Grady Allen on the blue course, 28.76. 28.76. Jack O'Neill getting those skis put back on. Man, Jack slid right over that gate on his side. Ouch. Up in the top, Zach Eiler, Zach Eiler on the blue course, Seth Rocky on the red course. Jack O'Neill making his way down. Jack, you okay, buddy? Yeah, he gives me a thumbs up. All right, Jack's okay. Looked like a pretty hard fall. It looks okay. We do have some damage on the red course. I mean, from the camera angle, let's just run the skiers and then let them tell us if it's a problem. I don't think you need to go. In my opinion, what I see is that flag is not really a problem. It's not great, but I don't think it's a huge problem. I think we can run it. Who we got? Who we got? Seth Rocky on red, Zach Eiler on blue. Seth Rocky on the red. So Seth is coming into this gate that's got the little problem. Zach Eiler on the blue course. Okay, here comes Seth. Yep, looks like not a problem. And Zach Eiler on the blue course, 30.70, 30.70. Seth Rocky on the red course, 26.48. Next up in the start, this looks like Retta Brugger on the blue course. Solo blue for Retta Brugger. Retta coming to the finish. Nice and low. Retta on the blue course, 27.39, 27.39. Okay, Matthias Schmidt is talking about getting buck wild on the red course. Hang on, I'm pulling up the times here. Okay, refreshing my screen. So Greg Dahl, 20.37. Mattia, 20.57. So, but Matthias is behind by half a second in the overall. So I don't know if he's going to get a half on one course. Greg Dahl is ahead of him by 0.3 on blue course and 0.2 on red course. It's like, man, it's an even split. Matthias is just behind by a little on each course. But Matthias says he's about to make up a half a second on red. He just fist bumped Sarah. Greg Dahl is no normal parent. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Matthias gets a good start. Super solid there. All right, he's going to be smashing these gates. No, he's being smooth. He's being liquid around him. I've been saying smooth is fast. Right here, it gets tricky. He fights for it. There it is. What are we looking for? Red course, that was 21.83. Not enough. That was a good run, though. Course conditions might prevent new top speeds at this point. There's a point in which the course breaks in and it gets faster and faster and faster as it breaks in. And then when it gets rough, it starts to slow down again. So I think we may be to the rough point. Waiting for any more skiers to cycle to the top. From Amit, love the commentary. Where are you watching from? Got 2 new skiers up at the top. Waiting to find out who is up there. Did anybody bring their pocket FM radio to listen to the broadcast while they're cycling around the mountain? Starter is getting them sorted out here. Herd bib 27. Comes some more racers at the top. California. Amit from California. Keep an eye on us. Who we got here? Jacob Gillette on the blue course. Jacob getting through the fall away corner. Pulling into the tuck, into the finish right there. And Jacob on blue, 28.26, 28.26. Ron Wilson just dropped in at the top on the red course. Ron Wilson does show Alpine on my screen. There was some question about it coming from the starter. Who else? Who's in the gate now? Jonah Wilson on red. And Ron Wilson on blue. Okay, coming through the finish, Jacob on the blue course just got a 28.26. 28.26. Battle of the Jonahs. Jonah Howe on blue, Jonah Wilson on red. Jonah Howe sending it here. Jonah Howe's been going fast all day. Jonah Howe on the blue course, 22.79. 22.79. That was an aggressive looking run. I liked it. Jonah Wilson on the red course, 24.70. Up in the top, we got Robert Boyer on the red course, Madeline Boyer on the blue course. Robert drops in first. Maddie close behind. Now they're not actually racing each other. They're really just racing the clock. Oh, Maddie gets slippery. Saves it. Robert Boyer, goggles up. Who needs to be able to see? Not Robert Boyer. On the red course, 29.96. I just looked outside and got a blind spot in my eyes. Madeline Boyer on the blue course, 32.66. In the start gate, is that Preston Young on red? Oh, Greg Dahl back for more. Greg Dahl on the blue course, solo. If anyone's around, check this run out. This guy puts on a show. Had a slide out a couple runs ago. Okay, getting set. Blasting out of the start. Greg Dahl on blue. Oh, offline there. Greg Dahl on blue. I'll tell you what, that run looked like fun, but that run was not that fast. Not for Greg Dahl anyways. Okay, waiting for more racers to get to the top. It is 2:47. 12 minutes left of racing. Now it's 12. Lakin Eiler, message to Zach Eiler. You're crushing it, babe. No wipeouts, no wipeouts. Here, try this one for size.
Big bucks, no whammy, stop!
Stop it, oh.
No whammies for Zach today. All right, waiting for a few more racers to get to the top. Some of them have already hit the slope side bar, getting their drink on, so it's slowing down a little bit here. As we get to the end of the race day, my voice gets real scratchy. I need a drink. You know what I mean? Now, if anyone can hear me, which I can't see anybody, but if anyone can hear me, we do need help cleaning up. So we need help taking gates down, putting away the fence. So we need some volunteers. I think we're supposed to have a team designated to volunteer to help take down everything. Okay, today's team for cleanup is Family Health West. Family Health West. Hopefully. Okay, up in the top, who have we got here? This is Ivans. Okay, it looks like Oren Zyvan on red, Althea on blue. Okay, Oren entered in. Okay, there we go. All right, Oren's entered on red, Althea on blue. Here we go. Father, daughter, 3, 2, 1, go. Up at the top, we got Sam Phillips on the blue, Brian Deegan on red. I just lost my screens. Oh, here they came back. At the finish, on the blue course, Althea 26.94. On the red course, Oren 26.30. Oh, snowboarder slid out heel side. That's Sam Phillips on the blue. She is frustrated and out of the course. Brian Deegan still on course on red. Tim Stauffer. Ow. Tim Stauffer. Brian Deegan. Red course, 35.29. Tim Stauffer on the blue course. Sam Phillips finishing up. 46.23. Tim Stauffer. Thinking Stouffer stuffing. Tim Stouffer is making me hungry. But Tim Stauffer is the wonderful ski racer. Tim Stauffer on course. So I am wearing snowboard boots for the first time in the shack, basically ever, because I ran the course on my skis earlier, then I switched to a snowboard earlier. And I'm about the same at the both of them. And I'm curious to see how my own handicaps work with the two disciplines. Tim Stauffer. Ow, ow, ow! Stauffer on red course, 29.64. Who we got at the top, Port? All right, we got a couple people coming in at the top. 2:52, running out of time. Mason Klebold, blue solo run. This is Retta Brugger is going to be on the red course. Mason and Retta. Dead even start. Retta gets some pretty good skates out of the top there. Mason had trouble in the bottom of the course on blue a little bit ago. Right here. Yeah, finds the traction. Okay, Mason's looking good. I like it. Mason Klebold gets a good one on blue, 23.20, 23.20. Retta Brugger hot on his heels here. Retta on the red course, 25.95. Really looking good on the red course, Retta. Retta's blue course time is at 27.39, so more than a second slower on blue than red. Hey, Grady Allen, back on course at the top. Grady's been taking some instruction, trying to figure out how to find that extra traction. I occasionally ski with Grady, play skiing, and Grady is a really fun guy to ski with. Grady's a pretty fun guy to hang out with, actually. We were over at his house listening to cassette tapes, old cassette tapes a while back, and I loved it. I thought it was wonderful. But Grady Allen on the blue course, 29.12. 29.12. Grady, I'd like to see that inside knee higher up towards your chest. Get that edge angle higher. Adam Pindle on blue course. Laura Hughes Allen on the red course. That's Adam on the blue course up there. And here comes Laura on the red course. Couple more at the top. I see Sarah up there dancing. That's a, yeah. So now Sarah's showing her ski dance. It's not the snow dance, that's the ski dance. These moves are hilarious, Sarah. At the bottom, Adam Pindle on the blue course, 30.13, 30.13. Laura Hughes Allen on red, 25.64. Okay, loaded in the top. Brian, is this right? Hang on. He's getting him entered. Zach Eiler on blue. Anthony Shaheen on the red course. Okay, Lakin, I'm going to give Zach your message here once he gets down in the bottom where he can hear me again. He actually can hear me at the top. We have a speaker at the top. He can hear what I'm saying. Anthony Shaheen on the red course. Zach Eiler hot on his heels. Anthony on the red course comes in 26.77, 2677. Zach Eiler on the blue course, 30.11, 30.11. Hey, Zach, Lakin Eiler says, crushed it, babe, no wipeout. Woo! This is Nina Panette on the red course. Nina Solo 256. If anyone is sticking around to help clean up the finish, we could use some help. I see quite a few of you hanging out down there. Rolling up that blue fence is a little challenging. At the finish, Nina on the red course, 32.30, 32.30. Looks like we've got another racer up at the top. Sarah is discussing. Oh, that's Matthias. Matthias isn't a racer. He's a loser. Getting second place today?
Oh, shots fired!
I'm just kidding, Matthias. You're my favorite racer. So Matthias and Sarah are ready to start breaking down the start. Porter will handle the finish eyes and the whole finish cheese block system. I am going to work on getting results ready as quickly as I can. Clean up my cameras. $258. Oh, here comes a skier. It's hard to tell if this person is there to race or to help clean up. With the speed they entered, I'm guessing they want another run. Okay, someone's in the gate. Who's in the gate? Greg Dahl on the red course. Greg Dahl, not done with it. He does not think the course is too rough to set a fastest time. Greg Dahl, getting aggressive. Greg Dahl on the red course, 21.09. I got to pull up 2109 on red. I don't think that's the fastest run. No, it's not. Okay, that's it. We're calling it. Course is closed. The finish is being broken down. Looks like these guys know what they're doing. They are attacking. So I am signing off. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll get these results going down at the slope side as quick as we can. See you next week. We have a makeup race next week. Next Friday is the race 2.